the face of overwhelming odds, I'm left with only one option. I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
What would you lose first? Your sanity? Your hope? Your humanity? 3 filmmakers asked this question across 15 years. They stranded men in impossible places, an island, the open ocean, an entire planet, and watched what happened. Today, we're connecting 3 films that were never meant to be a trilogy. But together, they tell a single story about what it means to survive completely alone. Welcome back to Cinema Unbound. I'm calling this the Survival Trilogy. In 2000, Robert Zemeckis dropped Tom Hanks on a deserted island with nothing but a volleyball and a question: can modern man survive without modern life? 13 years later, J.C. Shandor put Robert Redford alone on a sinking boat in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Almost no dialogue, no backstory, just a man versus the sea. And in 2015, Ridley Scott launched Matt Damon to Mars, where survival meant something entirely new: science as salvation. 3 films, 3 environments, 1 escalating question. How does a man survive when no one's coming to help? Castaway begins with efficiency. Tom Hanks plays Chuck Noland, a FedEx systems analyst whose entire identity is built around time management. He lives by the clock. The universe has other plans. When Chuck wakes up on that beach, he has no survival skills, no training. Just a corporate problem solver dropped into nature's indifference. What Zemeckis does brilliantly here is show survival as accumulation. Every small victory, fire, shelter, food, becomes a monument to human stubbornness. But the real enemy isn't hunger or exposure. It's time. Chuck doesn't know if rescue is coming tomorrow or never. The psychological weight of that uncertainty, that's the true survival challenge. And that uncertainty does something interesting. It forces Chuck to create meaning from nothing. A volleyball becomes a friend. Marks on a cave wall become a calendar. Survival becomes not just physical, but spiritual. Castaway asks, can you stay yourself when everything that defined you is gone? If Castaway is about endurance, All Is Lost is about reaction. Robert Redford, credited only as Our Man, plays an experienced sailor whose yacht collides with a shipping container in the Indian Ocean. From that moment, the film is one long cascade of problems. Here's what's remarkable. J.C. Shandor strips away almost everything we expect from film. No backstory, no real dialogue. We never learn this man's name, his past, or why he's sailing alone. What we get instead is pure survival. Every solution creates a new problem. He patches the hole, but the electronics are fried. He navigates by stars, but a storm is coming. He survives the storm, but now he's off course. And here's where the trilogy deepens. Castaway gave us 4 years compressed into 2 hours. All Is Lost gives us 8 days that feel like a lifetime. The ocean doesn't care about your ingenuity. It doesn't reward your effort. It just is. This film asks something darker than Castaway ever did. If survival means suffering without end, without witness, is it worth it? The Martian answers that question. And the answer is yes, but not for the reasons you'd expect. Mark Watney is stranded on Mars after his crew evacuates, believing him dead. He's 140 million miles from home, no rescue possible for 4 years, certain death by any reasonable calculation. But here's what makes The Martian the perfect conclusion to this trilogy. Watney reframes survival entirely. It's not spiritual endurance like Chuck Noland. It's not desperate reaction like Our Man. It's engineering. Every problem has a solution. Every obstacle is a math equation. Survival isn't about the will to live. It's about the knowledge to live. And those video logs Watney keeps, They're not conversations with a volleyball. They're documentation. Even alone, he's contributing to human knowledge. Even dying, he'd be useful. The Martian suggests something profound. In our age of information, we're never truly alone. Every piece of knowledge Watney used came from someone else. Survival becomes collaboration across time and space. So, here's what these three films reveal when you watch them together. Castaway shows us survival as a test of identity. Can you remain yourself when stripped of everything that defined you? Zemeckis says yes, but it will cost you. All Is Lost shows survival as a test of will. When the universe is actively hostile, when every solution breeds new disaster, do you keep fighting? Shandor leaves the answer ambiguous. The Martian shows survival as a test of intellect. Given enough knowledge and creativity, almost any problem can be solved. Scott's optimism is almost radical. But the real insight? These films chart humanity's evolving relationship with isolation, from primal endurance to existential struggle to scientific triumph. Each reflects its era's answer to the same question: what makes survival possible? The island says hope. The ocean says stubbornness. Mars says knowledge. And maybe all three are right. Now, if you want to see survival as dark comedy, I've got to mention The Last Man on Earth. Will Forte plays Phil Miller, who believes he's the last human alive after a virus wipes out civilization. But instead of the grim survival we've been discussing, this show asks, what if being alone was actually kind of great? At least at first. The show ran 4 seasons and brilliantly deconstructs everything the survival trilogy takes seriously. It's currently streaming, and it's the perfect palate cleanser after this heavy trilogy. The survival trilogy was never planned. 3 different directors, 3 different decades, 3 different environments. But together, they form something remarkable, a complete meditation on human resilience. What would you lose first? These films suggest maybe nothing. Maybe survival reveals what you're actually made of. If this exploration resonated with you, subscribe and hit the bell. We connect unexpected trilogies every week. Until next week, keep watching, keep connecting.